How did you not get an invite to that wedding?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't think nothing of it. First, but all these photos I keep seeing until I talk to Travis or George, who's been on the inside. But as I've been seeing these photos of everybody else at that wedding, I'm kind of flabbergasted why we didn't get the.
He's in Italy.
Yeah, but
right
it's
now.
How was the wedding, Donna? How was it? What was the best part of the wedding? How was the food? Everything went viral.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce said their vows at Madison Square Garden. And now that the doors have opened and the guests have started to talk, the details spilling out are somehow sweeter, funnier, and more emotional than anything the tabloids ever guessed. Vows that left Travis in tears. A piece of wedding wisdom from Adam Sandler that Andy Reid could not wait to repeat, one confirmed guest list snub that has the whole internet talking, and one rumor that falls apart the moment anyone checks it, and Donna Kelce leaving New York with her lips sealed, but her smile saying absolutely everything. The wedding was never the end of this story. It was the beginning of a whole new one. Start with the vows, because this is the detail everyone has been dying to hear about. Taylor and Travis each wrote their own, and these were not a quick line or two scribbled the night before. Each of them stood there and read for close to 20 minutes, straight from little books they had prepared, pouring out years of feeling in front of the people they love most. 20 minutes each. For two people who have spent 3 years living their relationship in the most public way imaginable, they still had that much left to say to each other in private, in their own words. And here is the twist that has melted the entire fandom. Because by every account from inside that room, it was not the bride who cried the hardest. It was Travis. The toughest guy on the football field, a 3-time champion, stood at the front of that arena and came apart, visibly moved to tears as Taylor spoke, and again when her own vows drifted into a few sung words meant just for him. The image of Travis Kelce sobbing through his wedding vows is exactly the kind of soft, human moment that no amount of fame can manufacture. It was real. And the people describing it were not anonymous whispers. They were some of the most trusted faces in morning television. Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan were all actually in that room as guests, and the next morning they broke the whole thing down live on air. Stephanopoulos described the vows as real, vulnerable, serious, and silly, and deeply loving, the kind of exchange that swings from laughter to tears and back again. But it was Robin Roberts who pointed out what might be the single most telling detail of the entire wedding. She said that despite being inside an arena built to hold nearly 20,000 people, the whole thing somehow felt intimate, and the reason why says everything about this couple? Because their neighbors were there. Their high school friends were there. Sit with that for a moment. In a room packed with Grammy winners, Super Bowl champions, and A-list movie stars, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce still made room for the people who knew them long before any of the fame arrived. The hometown friends, the everyday neighbors, the people who loved them when they were nobody special. In an age where celebrity weddings can feel like corporate productions, that one choice, filling the front rows with real, ordinary loved ones, is what turned a giant arena into something that felt like a genuine family wedding. Now, from the tears to the comedy, because the officiant reportedly stole the show in the best way. Adam Sandler, a close friend of the couple who even gave Travis a cameo in his latest film, was the one who married them, and by every description he was phenomenal, marrying the two of them with warmth and a whole lot of humor, and a wonderful glimpse of exactly what that looked like came from an unexpected place, because less than 48 hours after the wedding, Andy Reid was out in Salt Lake City for a completely unrelated event, and reporters asked the Chiefs coach if he had any marriage advice for the newlyweds. His answer was perfect. Keep kissing.
So I don't ask a lot of questions. I just know he'll be there for the start of training camp, and I know he'll be in great shape and ready to go. So I know how he goes about his business. Nobody loves to play more than he does.
But here is the charming part. That was not even Reid's own advice. He revealed that keep kissing was the exact wisdom Adam Sandler had given Taylor and Travis during the ceremony itself while officiating. Reid gushed about how Sandler pulled it off, saying that in a simple, hysterical way he was phenomenal, and that he did a great job getting them married with a lot of humor. And then Reed's wife, Tammy, chimed in with the actually practical side of things, talking about communication, about always knowing where the other person is, the real grounded stuff that makes a marriage last. Keep kissing from Sandler, communication from the Reeds between the two. The newlyweds got a pretty complete set of instructions. It is worth clearing up one thing here, too, because there has been a rumor swirling about some kind of delayed wedding photo drama involving Andy Reid, and when you actually dig into it, there is nothing there. It does not appear to be a real story at all. What is real is far more wholesome. A beloved coach who has been like a father figure to Travis, standing up in front of cameras days later, still glowing about the wedding, and passing along Adam Sandler's advice with a grin. So here's the part everyone has been waiting for, the guest list, and specifically who did not make the cut. The confirmed one is a genuine headline. Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker was reportedly the only current Kansas City teammate of Travis's who was not invited to the wedding. And most people are tying that straight back to Butker's controversial commencement speech from a couple of years ago, remarks that both Travis and Jason Kelce publicly distanced themselves from at the time. So the absence, whether it was a deliberate statement or simply a natural drifting apart, has not gone unnoticed. This wedding was capped tight. Even close friends and regular collaborators did not all make it through the doors, which is simply the reality of keeping an event like this from ballooning into a 5,000-person spectacle. And to cap it all off, there is the perfect closing image to this entire weekend, and it belongs to Donna Kelce. Because Travis's mother was caught at the airport on Sunday, heading home after the whole celebration, and true to form, she was all smiles for the cameras and gave away absolutely nothing new, not a single fresh detail. Mom was very much the word. But she had already offered the one quote that says it all a few days earlier during a 4th of July appearance when someone asked her about the wedding. She simply said that she really could not say a heck of a lot except that it was magical. Man, magical. And that is everything Mama Kelce is willing to give. After the year this family has had, she has more than earned the right to keep the rest of it just for them.
I didn't say a heck of a lot except it was magical, man, magical.
The picture forming from inside is nothing short of a fairy tale. Guests describe walking in through a tunnel lined with photos of Taylor and Travis at every age, from childhood snapshots to their years together before stepping out into what has been called a secret garden built right inside the arena, an entire lush landscape blooming where a basketball court usually sits. Both the bride and groom wore white, their looks created by a legendary fashion house in collaboration with the couple. There were performances from music icons, with names like Paul McCartney and Stevie Nicks lighting up the night, and even a charming raffle featuring the same kind of car Taylor and Travis took on their very first date. Outside, the marquee flashed just married to the streets of Manhattan, while a famous skyscraper glowed blue in their honor, the couple's own version of something blue, right before a summer rainstorm rolled in over the celebration. So here's the bottom line. Taylor and Travis each wrote their own vows and read them for nearly 20 minutes apiece, with Travis ending up the more emotional of the two, and the ceremony felt intimate despite the massive venue because their neighbors and high school friends were right there in the room. Adam Sandler officiated with humor and heart, telling the couple to keep kissing, a line Andy Reid happily passed along days later alongside his wife's advice about communication. The wedding may be over, but with this couple, the details never stop coming, and every new one seems to make the love story bigger than the last. Vows that brought a champion to tears, a comedian's advice to never stop kissing, a room full of superstars that still somehow felt like home. Taylor and Travis did not just throw the wedding of the century. They threw a wedding that for all its scale was really about the people who loved them first. And that is the detail that is going to stick with the world long after the marquee goes dark. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.